What's up, boys? Welcome back to Melina, the podcast where we take you down the yellow brick road of anime and have a look at everything it has to offer. On today's episode, another Godzilla has hit the channel in Godzilla Raids Again, directed by Motoyoshi Oda, written by Takeo Murata and Shigeaki Hidaka, music by Masaru Sato, or at least in Japanese theatres, April 24th, 1955, just a short 5 months after the original. It is available in the US and UK via Criterion's Godzilla Showa era box set encompassing Godzilla's first 15 outings. And then we're stealing the Statue of Liberty and Lupin the Third, Bye Bye Lady Liberty, directed by Osamu Dezaki, written by Junichi Ioka and Hiroshi Kashiwabara, music by Yuji Ono, animation production by TMS. It aired on Japanese TV April 1st, 1989. It is licensed in the US by Discotek, available in their TV Specials Collection 1 set, which also encompasses Voyage to Danger. When we recorded that episode, however long ago now, it was like totally out of print at that point. So if you are interested in grabbing any of these, that one's in there now. So yeah, as always, I'm your host, Notorious, and joining me once again today, as always, is Shaun.
Hi.
And returning from the depths,
returning champion.
Get the fuck back in here.
is Melina.
Hello.
So yeah, where do we want to start? Godzilla, Lupin. It's another one of those, title matches for them.
Mm-hmm.
What fits the vibe best to start with?
I have no idea. I just want to shout out that it is one of the hottest days in the UK. We all kind of have fans on, so if anything happens to be picked up in the audio, we kind of apologize, but also we don't want to die. So
we cannot do any better. If
Yeah.
you hear
I've already had to
that's someone
sacrifice like a good
dying.
chunk of my fan just to not have it be overpowering on my mic.
Yeah.
So
I'm just worried
If
this
there are
is
garden parties outside,
maybe.
you might hear.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
I don't think there's any near me, thankfully.
No, not that I know of around here anyway. So yeah, where are we starting? Good old Goji or Lupin?
I think tonally we should start with Godzilla.
That's fair. Very valid.
Even though I watched it second.
Oh, okay,
allowed.
you were wrong. You did it the wrong way.
You are the odd one out.
I
yeah.
know.
It's always you.
Yeah.
To be fair, this one makes sense. We're more likely to just jump onto Goji immediately.
Mhm.
Just from the immediate outset, this is not tonally anything close to the original movie. All pretense of allegory is gone. Just out the window.
I mean, I
just-
don't think it's necessarily gone. They were just like, yeah, you know how we set all this up? Okay, well, we just won't have to do it again. People will remember, and it's still like in the back of people's heads. We'll just do the same thing,
Except
but without
they
the
did like a
explanation.
whole silent recap that goes on just a little bit too long without,
Yeah.
the doctor.
We just watched the film for a bit.
The doctor could have at least been like, okay, so here's what happened in the last movie, because it's only been 5 months. Maybe people haven't seen it because it's the 50s. Home video isn't here yet. But no, they just sort of silently let that play out. No music, no sound effects. I thought my soundbar had died, and I'm like, is this me? Or...
And also, they, as a recap, they were like, big monster, let's watch him just destroy stuff for a bit. Everyone got the gist?
Yeah.
Okay, that's all we're, defaulting the first film to. That's fine,
Even
I
though
guess.
the entire movie has characters going, oh my god, Godzilla is back. I thought we killed him. He's back. And then still we have that recap, and it's like, I understand why this is here, but it's, better ways to do that, I think.
Yeah.
Sorry, Shaun, you were trying to say something.
Yeah, I was going to say my first point was going to be for a movie titled Godzilla Raids Again, which is already just that's a B movie title if you've ever heard one. So it immediately sets the tone away. Ironically enough, he doesn't really do much raiding, does he?
No.
He likes pretty lights, that's all he does.
No,
He's
he
like,
doesn't.
"Ooh, pretty lights.
He gets trauma from them.
Yeah, but he approaches them. To me, I just see him as a toddler with grabby hands going for their favorite snack.
Yeah. But my other point that leads into is the fact that this Godzilla didn't really do anything wrong if you think about it.
No, this is sort of the first one where it's like, you know,
He's maybe a good guy.
he's more ambivalent. Oh, definitely not a
Kinda.
good guy. He's more just sort of.
He's more just a neutral
ambivalent.
party that everyone
Yeah.
just wants to
Yeah.
like fuck with because, I mean, from the human perspective, it's understandable because his big brother or whatever did a number on Tokyo like a year ago.
Yeah.
Angus is just a dick though.
Oh, absolutely. I want to talk about like the beginning where I was kind of happy because we were like focusing in on these two people. Like one of the guys in the plane, I thought there was only one plane. It turns out there were two. That's on me, I guess.
To be fair, they
It's
used the
like
same
we-
like 3 shots of a plane.
Yeah. And he's talking to this girl. They're clearly flirting. I was like, great. We're finally gonna have a main character in a Godzilla movie.
No.
They didn't learn anything from the first one.
Well, okay. I mean, the thing with this is that this was clearly rushed out to
Oh,
meet
absolutely.
the absolute success that was the original movie, to the point that I thought this was kind of charming on my first watch, and now that I've seen the rest of the Godzilla movies, watching it back, I'm like, ugh.
They just kind of took the movie, took the heart out of it.
Yeah.
And they were like, da.
It sort of makes sense that after this, it wouldn't come back until 1963 with King Kong versus
63,
Godzilla.
62, I think. Yeah.
Yeah.
So there was a minute after this.
Yeah. They were like, okay, so that's not what you wanted. You want
Yeah.
more big monster, but not like this. Noted.
It's kind of clear that like it feels like they had somewhat of an idea on where to take Godzilla after this. Where like you can't really repeat the first movie because
No.
you can't really do that message again. Otherwise,
Exactly.
That's
just-
funny considering they've continually done that with Godzilla over
yeah,
the
but not
years.
like a year later.
Not a year
come
later,
on.
no, of
Yeah.
course.
But like it's clear that like so they had the idea of okay, get another monster in there and maybe they'll just fight and it can just be entertaining. But then they had a human plot that just didn't really mean anything at the
Yeah.
end of the day. And then they were like, oh fuck,
Mhm.
we'll try next time. We'll try next time, and then they just
Yeah.
didn't do it next time for like a decade.
I do kind of like that the immediate thing that they kind of realized is, okay, if we want to do more Godzilla movies, there needs to be another big creature. Like, that wasn't something that they
Mhm.
took a while to figure out, and it's like, oh, King Kong versus Godzilla, or
Mothra.
Mothra, or even King Ghidorah or whatever. That was the first one where another giant monster turns up. No, they immediately were like, nah, this bitch needs to be
You know
scrapping
what's-
with
You
someone.
know what's
Get big
scarier
boy, we
than
get
one
another
big
big boy.
monster?
Bonk.
Two big monster. But I don't get, because I kind of like the opening because it gives me the idea that it's gonna be a very heartfelt movie, and they then just don't commit to that. And so you have a pilot, and you're like, wow, these two things are fighting. That's crazy. I was like, just leave him be. Just leave him be.
And they
Just-
kind of
just,
do. They just
monitor them.
leave. And yet somehow the Japanese government's like, we need to do something about this Godzilla. He hasn't come anywhere
Done
near us
anything.
yet, but we need to do something. And to be fair, they don't actually do anything until he kind of does turn up on the Japanese shores. That's when they start, like, dropping the flares and doing whatever the
there's this-
fuck else.
There was this sequence first, which I actually really liked, where we just kept getting radio updates of like, okay, he's going to this
Yeah.
place, we need to evacuate this place. It felt so COVID to me.
That's
And
Yeah,
another
kind
thing.
kind
that
of a strange way where it's like, oh yeah, no, I remember being like, okay, no, it's not coming to me. That's good. That's good. We're all in the clear. We're clear. We're not like fully clear. Like this could escalate, but we're good. Oh, we're so fucked.
I'm actually kind of surprised that's another thing they managed to like kind of crack in the sequel, is like this sense of you don't see Godzilla for a while, but you're constantly hearing things. He's getting
Yeah.
closer, or he's narrowly avoided going here and now he's going here. And that's something that a lot of the sequels would do as well, when there's like better human stories going on, and you're focusing on them, and in the background you're hearing oh, Godzilla's doing this or Godzilla's doing that, because I think it's a thing of the times where there's a bit more of a still kind of militarism coloring the movie, and I think that's what draws it away from being. I think like you kind of expect it to be a bit heartfelt and more kind of human on its human side. No, it's still very devoid of personality through the fact that a lot of it's very military, and then pilots doing stuff for fisheries. And it's like, okay, that's not that interesting. And then you find out those pilots were veterans, and so it's like, oh, okay, this is still colored with militarism. Cool. That's fantastic.
That was quite a turn for the plot, and I just
they cannot be old enough. That's the thing I want to point out. There's no fucking way you're telling me they flew in World War II and were old enough.
I could believe that, like,
one of them, sure.
The one that's not got a girlfriend. And
Mr.
Like,
Groom?
yeah. Who, you know, what a name, especially when we see the picture of the girl he's sort of pining for. I just looked at her and like, she's too young. She's too young. I hope that picture was taken just a while ago, because that looks like she's graduating high school.
That's the one he had in his cockpit when he was, you know, flying.
Yeah, and to me, he looks like he's like mid-30s.
Yeah, he's the only one that looks old enough to me to have served during that time. The other two, I'm like, surely you were like 15. And I know that Japan were employing children by the end of World War II. They weren't putting them in not
planes.
Jets, but planes. They weren't doing that.
This movie says they did, so...
Yeah, this movie says...
Who am I supposed to believe?
Absolutely.
It was quite a turn, though, because, like, yeah, it makes somewhat sense. This is just 10 years after the end of the war, but at the same time, it's not really much of a point in the movie.
No, it just sort of
like,
happens.
Overall.
Yeah. Oh, that's again, I think they just assume people like the first one because big monster, so they're like, we're just gonna take big monster and take everything else kind of out of it.
Yeah. It's the sort of the same wrong lesson that they would learn later in the Showa era, where Godzilla became really popular with kids, and so you would end up with the very kid-centric Godzilla movies that were just not at all the kind of thing that even kids were watching Godzilla for. And those
it's like kids don't watch it because they watch it because it's not for kids.
Yeah, like the appeal of Godzilla is that yes, there is a giant monster, but it's also like the kind of film that you shouldn't be watching, even though they're not like super adult. They're not like I don't know, like Terminator 2 kind of things that when you're a kid you kind of aren't real. Terminator 2 is way too watered down, but Terminator 1 for sure.
Like it's too personal and kind of gory.
Yeah,
like straight up horror movies. They were never just like straight up horror movies. Like the first movie came close, but that was less like horror in the horror movie sense, and more just, you know, the actual history it was playing off.
Yeah. Whereas here it's like, oh, you like the big monster. What if he fights another big monster and I don't know, we'll have humans there. I don't know what they're going to be doing.
Humans will watch. They watch.
We'll have humans there because we cannot fill out like an hour and a half with just the monsters, even though...
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not saying you could, but like you could have more of the monsters in the actual movie.
Well,
I'd be for that, you know?
I'm not a big fan of just big monster. So to me, those scenes were just long, and because like I don't think the suits they had were good enough to facilitate such long battles.
They took a long time to nail the costumes.
Yeah. And as much as, you know, for its time and all of that, I do not want to see another shot of their tails just smashing shit. I'm sorry. I know they have zero spatial awareness. We got that from the first shot. We didn't need to continuously be like, they're fighting. Oh no, the lighthouse. Like,
sorry about that. I love the lighthouse one specifically because it genuinely feels like an accident. Like, from making the film that they just caught and were like, oh fuck, we gotta use this.
Yeah, like we filmed it, might as well fucking use it.
Yeah.
It's a thing that I kind of don't like about this one specifically is that they kind of do the opposite of how they film like the kaiju and all the other Godzilla movies that use suitmation specifically. where I think they do it in the first one and then in the rest of them after this, where when they were shooting all the suitmation stuff, they would overcrank the film so that it was running faster through the gate, capturing everything a lot faster. So when you play it back at normal speed, everything's that little bit slower, so everything has that bit more weight to it. Godzilla's more weighty. The stuff between the two kaijus, there's some real oomph behind it. Here, inexplicably, they've undercranked it, so they've ran it slower so that when they play it back at normal speed, everything's so fast. And it makes...
it's very comedic.
It does come off kind of comedic watching Anguirus and Godzilla just sort of literally scrap about like two siblings who are having an argument.
Yes. My notes say they're like two toddlers fighting. Yeah.
Can I be so real with you? And I'm not saying this is a good part of the movie, but can I just say I kind of fucking love that about this movie. It's like my favorite part of this entire movie is that they look so dumb when they're actually fighting.
Yeah.
Because they've clearly not fully figured out how to shoot two guys in rubber suits fighting as giant monsters yet. So they're just kind of charging at each other and just, you know, how, you know, like actual, like how kids would actually fight. You know? Like they don't try and actually like deck each other or anything. They just go like head first like rhinos into each other.
Don't break the suit!
yeah. Jerry, I need this part. You get off me.
Me when I fall in another Bowser space in Mario Party, just scrapping with that fucking giant turtle.
I sort of just started imagining them like two drunken idiots just trying to fight but not really succeeding.
Like their balance is slightly off. They're just kind of
like,
like, whoa.
I'm gonna fucking get you, you mutant turtle bastard.
Yeah. What I liked is that Anguirus, whatever his name is, Anguirus, he came back at a time I was not expecting him. Not in a, holy shit, I was like, wow, that was a good build-up of me forgetting about it, and then be like, of course, we forgot about him.
Yeah, because they spend a lot of time just focusing on Godzilla, so when they start scrapping in front of Osaka Castle, it's sort of like, oh yeah, he's here too.
Because he also likes the pretty lights. So in trying to get one away, we attract the other, they met halfway, and we became the fighting crowd.
And then Anguirus saw where the party was and was like, hey, I want to join in.
And then just gets burned to death. And the movie just is like, yep, he's dead, and moves on. And this is like halfway through the movie, I think. It's
And then,
it goes on.
Movie does what movie will.
An hour, 40 minutes left.
Yeah, it goes on a little bit too long without Anguirus. They spend a lot of time, especially not on Godzilla at that point, just so long, just to trap him in ice at the end.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I didn't really vibe with the end battle. No.
Same, honestly.
Structurally, like beat-wise, I think this film was stronger than the last one in the way it went like up and down a bit little.
Interesting. But, not sure I'd agree, but okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, once I got to the eyes, but I didn't care.
I was zoned out this time when I was watching that.
It kept going on. It was interesting because it's the classic, oh no, he's beat us and retreated. He's gonna come again. What are we gonna do? Let's have big plan. And let's execute big plan. But big plan took too fucking long.
Yeah,
and I didn't get it. Maybe I missed an important line
of
dialogue.
They also keep using the exact same shots of like prop planes and Goji and like aerial stuff, and I'm like, okay, I get that you shot this in a crunch amount of time, but you could have spent a little bit of time with the models.
That one shot where he's like turning around to see the avalanche fall happens like 3 times back to back to back, and it's like, okay, guys, you didn't need to make it this long. Like, for context, I knew how this was going to end because I knew like the basic plot of this like for years now. I knew he got like blasted to shit in ice like near the end of the movie. I thought it would take like 2-3 minutes tops. It feels like it goes on for a full-on like 5 to 6 minute like section of them just like freezing him, and it's like,
Yeah.
You didn't need to spend this long doing this.
They spend
Also, they make a whole point about the hydrogen bomb as the only thing, but
Oxygen
we can't do it
destroyer.
because the oxygen
Yeah.
destroyer. Yes, I don't know how I mixed that up. So sorry.
No,
and
it's
I'm like,
fine. It's been a while.
Yeah, they mentioned it though, and I was like, oh yeah, that dumb thing. The oxygen
The
destroyer.
sort of thing that in the sequel kind of makes you go, wait, if there was another one, how do we deal with it? And I think
Yeah.
that's what makes the sealing him in ice so underwhelming, because
Yeah.
what?
Because look, I was like, okay, oxygen destroyed, we don't have it, we need alternatives. They continue to just shoot at him, knowing it doesn't do shit. I'm like, okay, military will do what military does best, go shoot. And then it's just, what if we just freeze him? I'm like, this feels like a temporary solution type of thing. This feels like a middle act situation, not the big finale.
Especially when they keep pulling the all hope is lost thing constantly during this ice sequence thing. Like, they blow up like barrels that I'm like, I guess that was meant to help blowing up to cause an avalanche. I don't really understand why they're despairing that
the avalanche
blew
just
up.
started.
Yeah.
I feel
So
like
it was
the
already weak.
avalanche was like an idea they had as they were going. They
Mm-hmm.
were like, oh, I'm missing, but it's causing an avalanche. We should do this, guys. This is a lucky, happy accident. And I'm like, so what's the barrels gonna do? You thought just one big explosion was gonna do it? That was plan A?
So in the first movie, we tried shooting him, blowing him up, electricity. None of that worked. And yet we're just going to try all that shit again, sans electricity, which they will try again in other movies.
Oh, of course, of course.
You see, you can't see it because the film is black and white, but they painted the barrels red, which makes the effectiveness way more than in regular barrels. It's video game logic. If they're red, like the explosion just gets bigger.
No, legit. I'm gonna throw this in here real quick. DMC5 suddenly has red barrels that you can shoot mid-combat. That is inexplicable to me, because I've played the first 4, does not happen, kind of is not conducive to the gameplay of Devil May Cry, and suddenly I'm in a fight at the beginning of the game and I'm like, why is there just a giant red canister in here? So I shoot it and it blows up a bunch of enemies, and I'm like, this is such a weird thing to introduce in the 5th game. But anyway.
Sorry, dear listener and Melina, because that's a conversation that really only exists for me and Michael just in the middle of this episode.
Just a dumb thing I wanted to throw in, because,
I also want to just go back story-wise a little. Osaka gets destroyed, and we're just kind of moving on from that.
Yeah, don't worry, they rebuild Osaka Castle. Don't worry about it.
Yeah, like
it's fine.
We spent a lot of time with people in Osaka being like, no, my home, blah blah, my place of work, blah blah. It's destroyed, and they're like, yay, he's gone! All our problems are solved.
Okay, we need to go to Hokkaido now.
Like, okay, but question for the group here.
Yeah.
Lots of shit got destroyed. We're not gonna even mention that. Like, that would have been a nice allegory for war. I'm just dangling it in front of you here. And they're like,
this is not that kind of Godzilla movie.
I don't want to give the film too much credit here, but I wonder if it's meant to be like, they've just rebuilt after World War II. They've just rebuilt after the first Godzilla. So what if, like, this third time they're kind of like, oh, well, it's happened. We'll rebuild. We'll go on. We survived, and again,
wouldn't it have been a nice scene?
That's why I think I'm giving the film too much credit.
Yeah, like this is the same film where like they acknowledge that Godzilla's a big threat. They acknowledge he is in the area, but the main characters still decide, it's a nice night for dancing.
Yeah, they go to a nightclub.
At that point, it was like, Godzilla's going somewhere else. Don't worry about it. And then the radio's like, fuck!
Then, like, the most obvious and, like, easily predictable announcement happens where, like, oh, by the way, it turns out Godzilla's coming towards the city with the big lights that we haven't or issued a blackout order yet. We're prepared to do it, but we just haven't done it yet.
We thought we'd wait until it was a problem for us.
Yeah.
Because,
and then everyone...
Life. Yeah.
Yeah, and then everyone immediately panics. Like, it is 0 to 100, everything is lost.
Yeah. The teeny tiny subplot, I mean, I guess it's not a teeny tiny subplot. The medium-sized subplot of the prisoners escaping.
Oh
Felt
yeah,
awfully convenient, didn't it?
they just sort of
I
disappear at some point, right? Like,
They just exist to blow up whatever that was, the brewery,
Oh,
maybe
yeah.
the
Yeah.
thing.
for
Reactors,
Godzilla
whatever.
get attracted to coming back.
Yeah, exactly. That's the only reason it felt like they were writing it backwards. They were like, we need this big explosion. How can we make it happen? Someone needs to cause it. Who can cause it? Someone who likes crime. Criminals. Oh, we have to, of course, move the prisoners. So the prisoners are going to do the smart thing. Then they're going to escape. And they're going to run. And for some reason, these officers can't shoot for shit either.
I was so confused, like, the moment the policeman came up, because it's like the movie switches to a completely different one.
Yeah, we're suddenly in the
I
Great
feel like-
Escape.
Yeah. I genuinely thought that, like, what the way we were watching this was like something had gone wrong, and we were watching like the wrong video or whatever. Like,
Yep.
way to watch the movie, I was like, did something fuck up? I don't think this is the same movie. It's just switched halfway through. But like, no, this is the same movie.
The same movie.
Yep.
Mhm. Yeah, and then we just focus on them. I'd be like, we had these two characters that could have been main characters that we could have focused on them for a little bit again. Nope.
We didn't
We're
need
just
them at all.
gonna-
Something could have just gone wrong in the brewery that caused a malfunction
Yeah.
or whatever. We
Yeah.
didn't need an elaborate prison escape plot like halfway
Honestly,
through the movie for
if
like
someone- yeah.
5 to 10 minutes.
If someone said, one of the cooling mechanisms exploded, I wouldn't ask questions.
Yeah, like
I'd be like,
something
I don't know
just
what you're talking
exploded.
about.
Like that can happen, you know.
For this movie,
Yeah.
I would have bought if one of the workers just turned up drunk or whatever and spilled alcohol on one of the
Yeah,
machines.
the workers left it unattended, forgot to do a whatever, it blew up.
Yeah.
Sure. No problem with that at all.
Nah,
No.
Shawshank.
Yeah, no, we had to do a Shawshank, which took like 15-20 minutes, I think.
Too long. Entirely too
Yeah.
long.
Too long, yeah.
The
We interrupt
movie's
your
only
Godzilla
like
movie
80
to-
minutes, and yet it feels
It's
so
too
much
long.
longer.
Yeah, because they also
The-
a part that irked me personally is the amount of close-ups on Godzilla's face, which would have been nice if Godzilla was able to emote.
Yeah, he's a bit
But just
dirty
to see
in this one.
The same
I love how dopey he
face
looks in this one. I'm gonna be real.
constantly. Do I like the derpy look? Yes. Does it match the tone that the film is trying to achieve? Absolutely fucking not. So every time I see this fucker, I would just like, okay, I don't care.
It doesn't help that
Like-
the suit kind of looks like it's been involved in a tire fire this time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Where there's definitely something gone wrong with the mouth and face
It's
in
just kinda
general.
open. Yeah.
There's also like his teeth look so much more like scraggly and
Yes.
pointing everywhere than they did in the first one.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know if it's a different suit or if something happened to the first. They probably chucked the first one thinking, and then
This was an annoying project. I'll never want to work in people's suits again.
and then Toho turn up like, oh hey, we want to do a sequel, and someone's like, fuck.
To me,
halfway
it's
through a trash compactor. It's like, it's fine. We can still use
no,
it.
it's in like a wood chipper. Like the legs are just sticking out, and it's like no. For me, it came off not even just that. I think just the fact that they wanted to do like a monster v monster movie means they had to basically, if not scrap the original suit, just completely rework it into something else, because that suit was a nightmare in the original movie.
Yeah.
Just to function the way it did in the first movie. So add in the added mobility you're gonna need just to convincingly fight another guy in a suit. You're like, something's got to change here, and what we've ended up with is a suit that just looks really dumb.
Yeah.
Yes.
I love it, but it looks so dumb.
It's probably a good thing it's also in black and white. I can't imagine how
Oh god.
messed up this would have looked if it was in color, but thankfully, not common in that point in the 50s. We wouldn't get color until the next one in the 60s, so
Mm.
yeah, that suit's gonna haunt my nightmares more so than the first one.
Yeah.
No,
And-
I love them.
yeah.
I want like a plushie of that one. Not gonna lie.
Mm. And in the final scene, I'm sorry, we cannot have Godzilla swatting away planes without it looking fucking funny as hell.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. Just because it's such a fast little movement that it looks like a temper tantrum.
Mm-hmm.
So you're like, yeah.
That's sort of it's the problem with undercranking the film is everything's sped up just that enough for it to not come off as weighty as I think it should look.
Yeah.
I'd say I love the shots where like they're like looking at him when like it's first when they're first going to like the ice island, let's just call it, and Goji's just sort of standing there, unmoving, like a stuffed puppet or like an action figure or whatever.
I'm sorry, the set building on Ice Island was not great. You could tell there was a very limited amount of space that Godzilla
it's a small island.
He was just gonna turn
Barely
it
an
on his own
island.
axis, like unable to leave. I'm like, if I was putting myself in the mind of Godzilla for a second, I would fucking leave.
This looks like it could conveniently trap me. I'm not gonna go here.
Yeah. What if I just leave? What are they gonna do? He dives down deep, they're not able to track him. Oh no!
He's an aquatic monster. He could just go underwater and they'd never be able to find him.
But you see, they hadn't quite figured that part out yet. Yes, they talk about him coming from the ocean all the time. They just hadn't sort of clocked that he is semi-aquatic and just sort of can do that and just go underwater and stuff.
Yeah, also I imagine him kind of swimming like a crocodile, like full tail.
Yeah.
Oh, he moves very
that's
like
basically what happens.
Yeah. Like once you get to the kind of era where they can do that sort of thing, he is just sort of like a log that squirms in the ocean.
I understood why we didn't see it in this movie, but I every time he was just like menacingly walking up the beach, I was like,
I'm a coming.
How does he swim?
I'm trying to think
the tiny arms are not gonna do much,
I don't know if the Suitmation era ever really shows him in the water, because it is like a kind of limitation of.
Yeah.
I think there's implication where like sometimes boats will get attacked, but we'll only ever see it from like the inside, or they'll cut away and the ship's damaged afterwards. Never like a case of. That means the first one where we see that is the fucking Roland Emmerich movie.
I was gonna say, I've got like 2 moments of anything related to Godzilla that show him like swimming. One is I think the opening of one of the video games for like the GameCube era. I forget which one it is, but like its menu is set up like I don't know, some sort of camera watching him as he's sleeping in like the water or whatever.
Yeah.
But then the one after that is the Roland Emmerich movie where it's not even actually Godzilla.
No, I don't think like.
He's quite bottom heavy. Maybe he'll be a paddler.
They kept the suits until 2004 with the end of Final Wars, so I think it's like Shin Godzilla might be the first time on the Japanese side that we see him properly swimming.
I swear there's like an early 2000s ones where like there's like a very early CGI.
Oh yeah, you're right.
For very brief scenes. I want to say
think
it's like
Millennium
2000 or something.
does that one, maybe. It's been a while since I've watched all of them. But yeah, this one like, it's kind of a miracle that there are 38 Godzilla movies in existence now, when you think they rushed this one out immediately after, and it's like, surprised this didn't just kill it. It's not bad, it's not great, but also it is career ending that early on.
A lot of this franchise is just sort of running on the lifeblood of the first movie.
Yes.
This wouldn't fly in 2026.
You couldn't make Godzilla Raids Again these days. Not for anything objectionable. It's just shit.
He's running. He's running for president now.
Hey,
See that?
Godzilla's Japanese PM far better than the one they got now.
Far better than a lot of leaders these days.
Yeah.
At the time of recording, the UK government is going through like a crisis right now, so
We have a caretaker PM who's just the PM who just resigned. So, that's fun. I love seeing every time that we have another election, within a couple of years of that election, just another person becoming the Prime Minister without anyone else's say.
Yeah.
We'll get it right
Godzilla's
this time.
crazy,
We'll get
though.
it right this time.
Yeah.
Don't
Sorry.
worry, the new PM will also have will also be nothing like the previous one. He's just going to repeat all the same policies and says he's not actually going to change that much.
This is a whole other thing. This is a whole other topic, whole other episode.
Right, this is not a politics
No.
podcast. My bad.
We try and kind of steer away from that a little bit.
Any more?
Except that one
any
time.
more big monster thoughts?
No, I think I've said just about everything I can about the movie, especially because I'm finding the day after it, the memory retention of it is
not
bad.
Yeah. It's so bad that during it, I could tell I was losing plot and just had to make so many notes just to be like, okay, so this happens, by the way.
Yeah.
When they suddenly started calling the other pilot Mr. Groom, I was so confused.
They had a whole wedding party?
Which wasn't for him?
No.
Yeah.
I don't know. They were so close to having a main character. They're really trying, and they just don't know how to do it.
You're really stuck on the whole. There's just no main character in this
Yeah.
movie, huh?
Yeah, because that's the biggest fault of the first one, and I was like, easy fix.
I mean, the
They're
first
like,
one's like an
"We'll give you
ensemble
half."
cast, so it's
Yeah.
a bit more of a forgiving thing here, whereas like this is an ensemble
They
cast
should know.
with no character at all.
Yeah.
So
Like, I wouldn't say there's one main character in the first movie, but I will say, at least near the end, is it Serizawa?
Oh,
Is the
Serizawa,
doctor?
yeah.
I don't remember.
Yeah.
eye patch
He-
oxygen destroyer guy.
The guy that kills himself to destroy
Yeah.
Godzilla. He's sort of basically the closest you can get to a main character by at
Yeah,
least the second
I'm not
half of the
taking
film.
closest as a yes.
Well,
Like
it's
I
the
say,
best you're getting. So
Ensemble cast, so it's a bit
Yes.
more of a forgiving thing for the first movie. Here there's just no one has any substance at all. At least there's a family dynamic between like the doctor, his granddaughter, daughter,
don't I
think-
don't know.
and then the soon-to-be husband. Like, at least there's that dynamic in the first movie that gives it sort of... And you've got the reporter guy, and so there's, you know, there's a complete enough sort of circle of
Yeah.
characters, where the first
and,
one I don't
and if
think
you're watching the
suffers.
American version, Perry Mason.
Oh, yeah, Raymond Burr is in the first one. Shot to be as if he is just part of that cast.
Yeah.
I need to watch the King of the Monsters version.
Yeah. It's not as good, but I just love the fact that, like, you know, they tried so hard to keep as much of the original movie as they could while just sort of adding in scenes to make it seem like there's an American there.
Oh, but they also
totally
took
part of
out
the same room.
all of the allegory and underlying theme of it at the same time. Like, they didn't want none of
True.
that. So
That's why it's not as good. Because it's the American version, which means we can't say nuke is bad when
Yeah.
we're currently building and testing a fuck ton of nukes.
it's also crazy
That's
that was the
crazy.
only version that anyone stateside really had access to until 2004. Like, a whole
That's insane.
like 50 years later. Yeah, miracle that this is a global franchise now.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. That does sort of lead into my final sort of fun fact for this movie, because this one did also get an American re-edit like
No.
4 years later.
That was cancelled, never came out.
No, it came out. It's just there was an original version of that didn't get made because they wanted to add more substantial changes to it to make it more of its own movie that just kind of used footage from this, but they ran out of budget, or whoever was distributing it didn't want to pay for it. So what the Americans got instead in the late 50s is basically this movie with a terrible dub that was, fun fact, also worked with a young George Takei.
Yeah,
As I found
this
out,
is
like,
just this
recently.
is just like a straight dub though, like, and some edits, but nothing like too major.
Yeah. But the thing that makes it really funny is that they tried to pretend it wasn't a Godzilla movie.
Oh yeah, because it was called was it called just like the Volcano or something like that?
No, they called it Gigantus the Fire Monster.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Oh.
Because
which is a funny name, just
the-
objectively.
the original
Yeah.
one was meant to be like a mashup edit of another kaiju movie that was completely unrelated to Godzilla.
Yeah.
Which is crazy because Anguirus is in the movie, so why would you need to do that?
Yeah.
But yeah, they ended up not doing that. I think they wanted to do something similar because King of the Monsters had been like a success, and then they were like, oh, let's do that again, and you know that didn't work out, and so they just did a shitty dub of it with George
but the reason I
Takei.
find it so hilarious is that they pretended it wasn't a Godzilla movie, but like that's clearly Godzilla.
Yeah.
No.
Like it's the same design, it's the
No.
same monster, but they were just like, no, forget about that other Godzilla movie you saw like 3 or 4 years ago. Didn't happen. This is a completely different guy. He just looks and acts the same.
I wonder if they like, even though they got the rights to the movie, I wonder if they just couldn't get the rights to the name Godzilla.
That'd be great.
I honestly, I think it was just the 50s and they didn't give enough of a shit.
Anyway, I think that's us
Yeah.
sort of cleared through Raids Again. You know, not a great follow up to the 54 movie.
No.
The Showa era, you know, it evens out eventually. It gets good at some point. But you know, we'll come back and we'll watch King Kong versus Godzilla at some point.
Yeah, we haven't reached the height of Jet Jaguar yet.
No. Even though Jet Jaguar's not in a stellar one of these, he's just
Shut up.
the best part
Shut
of a middling one. Anyway, yeah, we've also got a Lupin, very tonally different.
Score?
Oh yeah, score. Sorry, I'm for some reason
yeah.
I'm forgetting.
Excuse me.
Look, this film is so forgettable at the end of the day.
Yes.
We almost forgot to score
Yeah,
it.
I'll give it a solid 6 out of 10 because I don't think it is by far the worst Godzilla movie there is. There are some just meteoric lows, like
Yes.
awful stuff to come, and this by far nowhere near it. So I'm kind of forgiving to it.
Yeah. I'm sort of similar. I don't think it's god awful at any point. I think it's just sort of mid most of the time. So I'm also giving it like a 6 out of 10. The only reason I didn't give it a 5 is because when Godzilla does appear, and in that brief moment where he is actually fighting Anguirus, it is fun. I do get entertainment out of just, even though it looks dumb, and it's not nearly as like cheesy and fun as like the later ones is, it's still the start of just, you know, fun wrestling movie Godzilla.
Yeah.
So I'll give it points for that. Maybe once I've seen like the rest of the series, it'll not be as novel anymore. But right now, it's fine. I'd put it on again just for shits and giggles, and maybe with some alcohol.
Yeah. It is probably fair to say that if this didn't bear the title of Godzilla, this is not a kaiju movie that would be remembered at all.
No.
Melina?
I think it's a solid 5 out of 10 because it's improved. It's trying. It just not
What did you
landing
give the
yet.
first movie if you think this is an improvement?
Well, like, I think they're improving on some things. Like, they're not there yet. They haven't improved them. They're just
I still
working
can't
on
remember
it.
what your score for the first movie is. That's my
Yeah.
point.
6.5.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
I do remember it being lower than us.
Cultural
by, like, a
landmark,
shocking
and
amount.
you're giving it a six and
Just
a
because
half.
it's a cultural landmark doesn't mean it's a good movie.
We wouldn't be talking about it 70 years on.
Like,
You're not disproving our point.
Look, Cabinet of Cagliostro is an old movie that was a cultural phenomenon.
And it's still-
not great.
It's
It's
I think cult. Oh fuck
Did
me!
we
I was
not all like that movie? I remember us liking it.
no, that's what I said. I like Cabinet of Caligari. No, wait, that is what you said, right?
Caligari.
Caligari. Thank you. I was just blanking because my brain got the wires crossed and almost said Cagliostro, and so my brain was like, I don't
I
remember
think
what
that's
we're
also
talking
why I
about
just said
anymore.
that, because I was like,
Yeah.
are we talking about Cagliostro? I
No.
thought we all liked it.
We're talking about the 1920
German expressionist
one
film.
German expressionist movie,
Yeah.
The Cabinet of Dr. Caligari.
Yeah, historically, that is an important movie. I feel, if I've not watched it in full, but like, on that
It's
front,
fine.
I get it.
I think I gave it like a 6. I watched it over Halloween last year. Nosferatu stands up far better, but like that's, you
Oh,
know,
yeah.
Dracula.
Oh, yeah.
It's
Yeah,
hard to fuck
that's-
that up. Well, no,
Those are my
what's his
thoughts.
name did that? Francis Ford Coppola did that. Anyway, sorry. 5
Yeah.
because they've
Yeah.
made improvements to.
They're trying to get to a better movie, and I can see the way they're thinking. It's just not landing yet.
If they had just redrafted it like a couple more times.
Yeah, we needed like 2-3 more drafts, and then we would have been right there.
You know, if they had spent 9 months making this movie instead
Yeah,
of like
maybe.
4 or 5.
The thing is, they could have had a better movie if they just had waited, because they initially wanted Ishiro Honda to come back and direct it, but he was directing another film called Love Tide at the time. Because, you know, the first film had just fucking come out. Of course he's working on
Yeah.
something else. And then because he was like, nah, I'm busy, they were like, yeah, we'll just get another guy and do it in 5 months. It's like, no, if you had just like waited and made the movie like 18 months, you know, later, you'd have been fine. Probably would have been all right. Decent even. Honda gets better as he
We'd get
goes
more
on.
50s Godzilla movies.
Yeah. Well, I don't know if that's necessarily a good thing if we got more of the 50s one. I'm pretty happy that they resumed in the 60s when, you know, color, bit better with the set building and what the fuck are they called?
Production value.
Production value, thank you. The city building. Diagrams, not diagrams.
Yeah.
I don't know.
There's a word that begins
I
with
know
a
it.
D.
Dioramas.
Diorama, thank you. Fuck.
No, okay, hold on. My last thought, actually. It happened in the first film, but I did love every single time we just got a shot of toys. Just on like a track or whatever.
Oh,
for, like,
yeah,
the
yeah.
vehicles or like humans or whatever. Like, those are just dolls. On,
The
like, a
Thomas
toy,
the
like,
Tank
fire truck.
Engine approach to shooting humans.
Yeah. It's charming.
I
okay?
love
like that shit.
that the most of the they start shying away with it with the Godzilla movies, but even though most of the Gamera movies from this era are just ass, they stuck with that to the point that every time it cuts to like a Gamera sequence, it just feels like I'm watching a Thomas the Tank Engine episode, and there's some charm to that I really appreciate. It's like, oh yeah, you committed to this. It's not great, but you committed to it.
Yeah. There's integrity there.
Yeah.
It's misplaced, but it's there.
So yeah, we also have the return of Mr. Lupin.
Hell yeah.
We're back
After,
in New
like,
York.
6
The
months?
last one that we watched was also in New York.
I have to say, opening up in France, bold move.
Yeah.
Bold move.
Mm.
I was like, oh,
I
Melina's not
legit-
gonna like this.
I was so tempted in the group chat to just no preamble of I'm watching Lupin, just motherfuckers in France.
That's funny because I had a similar idea for later in the film where I was gonna say, hey, good news, the African American characters are not drawn racist in this one.
Yeah. But look, this movie starts exactly how you want it to.
Mhm.
Tonally, it's just like we've seen this so many times, and every time I eat that shit up. I love
Yeah.
because it's
In
always
Lupin Raids.
Zenigata, and I'm like, he's acting strange. Boy, do I wonder. if
I
this
immediately
could
pull out
be.
like the Lupin bingo card of like, can I stamp it as Lupin
Yeah.
dressed as Zenigata during the opening sequence?
Yup.
Yeah. I had the added like benefit where like because of the way for some reason the way I watched it, it automatically went to the dub before I could
Mm.
switch it to like the subtitled like, original Japanese version. And in the dub, Lupin doesn't try to hide his voice as Zenigata.
That's
It's just
great.
Lupin. So I was like, oh, there he is.
Yeah.
At least
No,
they
I
got
s-
like Zenigata's actual Japanese voice actor to do it until he's rumbled
Yeah.
by Zenigata.
It's just
Hmm.
such a classic at this point. I can't fault them for doing it again and again. I'm like, you tricked me,
I-
you
You
silly
little rascal,
man.
you.
I don't know if they do it in the TV show because I haven't seen any of the like series yet. But like the amount of times we've seen this happen in the TV specials, this is the first TV special. This means this was the first time that they did this. So it's like they created something here, and they're like, "Fuck, this is gold."
The writer thought it was like, "This is amazing." It's like, we've been doing this, my guy. We've been doing this. It's called parallel thinking. I don't know if you've heard of it.
Yeah.
But I'm happy after the opening, straight to New York City.
Straight to New York.
Without as much racism. That's not.
No,
know.
it's dripping in
Thankfully.
sauce this time, and it's not burdened by. Ooh.
Yeah.
That was a choice of character, like design.
Yeah.
Yeah. It is. I do have to say, every single shot of New York where they're like, let's get, Lady Liberty in it. I'm like, that's not where she is.
No.
That's not. That's
every
not how
shot
this
of
city
New
is.
York in this movie is kind of just a generic shot of every city at night ever.
Yeah.
But I love it.
The
It looks
final-
great.
It does.
Yeah.
It's exactly what we wanted, but I had to laugh my ass off every time they're like, no, see, like, Lady Liberty in the foreground, so the camera could be technically wherever. I'm like, no, you're not getting away with
That
this.
doesn't hide this, Lupin. This still makes no fucking sense.
No.
Yeah, I love that New York. The most egregious one to me is like the final shot of Lady Liberty, like near the end of the film, and just New York in the background might as well just be a concrete grid of generic buildings.
Yeah, there's also like the fact that there's just she's too close to the other island as well.
Yeah.
Where like in real life
They're quite.
she's not stuck in between two of them. She's just sort of out there. So I was like, but also when they cut to New Orleans as well, when they did that wide shot of like the river and I'm looking at that and I'm like, I don't think that's New Orleans. Like,
No, I don't think that's what it looks like.
oh.
Yeah. Also, they just had a full cowboy western town. They never made mention of this is fake. They're like, no, this is the Grand Canyon is still like this.
Yeah.
The Grand Canyon is. There's a saloon and everything.
I did look up because I think they say like there's a sign that says North Arizona County, which I don't think is an actual county.
I couldn't tell you.
But like there's like a region that's actually called Northern Arizona, and I looked it up and like there are towns that still kind of look like that. Still, I don't think they're full on run like a Wild West town, but they certainly look like that.
They've got to be like heritage sites at this point. If I don't even know if America has
absolutely.
heritage sites, but
I think there's like the Forest Like Service or whatever. There's like national parks, but like for towns or cities.
National Town Service.
Yeah, the country's that fucking big. You just have to take care of some of the dead ones.
We need to address the giant statue in the room though of just he actually steals the Statue of Liberty.
I laughed.
So
fucking
hid it in the
hard.
Grand Canyon.
And hid it in the Grand Canyon with tape and banners.
Yeah, I assumed this was some mirror lint roller tech or some shit.
No, that's just Predator technology.
At first I thought they were TPing the Statue of Liberty.
Same. I was like, what the hell are you gonna do here?
Yeah. Also, the little tidbit of Zenigata having taken a yellow cab all the way. Because when we were picking this movie, we were like, oh, it's strange. Like, they're in a desert on this poster, clearly. But why is there a yellow cab here?
Yeah.
Zenigata, the bitch. First of all, he only pays $1,200, which is a steal. That's a steal for getting all the way through.
Yeah, for taxis, like for that journey, that is a
Insane.
steal.
Insane. Do I believe this? Absolutely. Makes perfect sense.
Yeah. He then helps him push it, and it comes out to a bill of like $4,000 or something like that. Don't even know where he got him to push it. He just fucking leaves him as well.
Yeah.
My first thought after finishing this movie genuinely was, I hope that guy got to his kids on time.
Yeah.
Look, I wanted more of him, to be honest.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I wanted
him
to be like
Zenigata's
sidekick, yeah.
Exactly. We had this whole thing where for some reason, well, let's just go somewhat chronologically. Lupin has a girlfriend.
Yep.
That dumps him.
Yep.
We don't even see her face.
No. I was fully expecting it to be
all we know. She got an ass that won't quit. That's
Oh yeah.
all we know.
I thought it was gonna be oh shit, what's her name?
Isabel.
Isabel, thank you. I thought it was going to be like that Isabel was Judy. That didn't happen.
No.
Yeah, look, it's kind of messy in the best way.
Yeah.
Where Lupin just got dumped, Goemon has a mental breakdown, and for some reason, there's a new sidekick named Rooster.
Yeah, who
Who
dies
promptly
like
dies.
immediately.
Yeah, like
just to give them the information they needed. Okay.
I'm pretty sure
Aaron
he
is
is
always
dead
just sort of loose.
because Zenigata shoots through his
yeah.
already made bullet hole to
Yeah.
kill a guy.
Yeah.
I just the gang's kind of broken, and I kind of
Yeah. I don't want
Yeah.
to say anyone's necessarily like mischaracterized this time, but they're definitely not fully themselves.
they're not
yeah.
themselves. No.
No.
I'd argue.
Fujiko's got to be the worst off, I think, out of all of
Yeah,
them.
Yes.
that's what I was about to say. Fujiko's the
Mhm.
one that's like closest to being fully mischaracterized. Not actually fully,
No,
because she's
half
still,
of the
you know.
movie at least does that on purpose.
Yes.
But
Hmm.
once she gets broken out of her hypnotic funk,
So yes, there's a pre-hypnotic funk as well.
yes, yeah,
Yeah.
Where she's just, classic Fujiko. I'm
Mhm.
hanging around with this rich man just to get what I want. I'm like, girl, all for
Yeah,
it.
pretending
Like,
to
it's a
date
little
just,
boring.
you know.
Yeah, that's fine though. I know
Mhm.
you'll do something. And of course, I'm sorry, only the women get hypnotized. And that
Yeah.
bothers me.
Yeah.
Did we see anyone else get hypnotized? Sorry, this
Is
movie
it
is so
Isabel?
messy that like sometimes I couldn't.
No,
Isabel doesn't
Isabel
get
hypnotizes herself.
Yeah,
Yeah.
she does that to get the new virus out of her self.
Okay. Not to derail this even more, but like, what is the fucking computer logic in this
Yeah,
movie?
look,
I
it's
don't know.
90s, they're like, it's the virus.
Not
I'm like,
even, it's the
okay,
80s.
whatever.
The whole
Oh god, it's
plot
worse.
of this movie kind of doesn't make sense in
Yeah,
general.
If I had to make it, like, give it the easiest explanation, is there's a virus that can delete data.
Which seems to come secondary to the
Yes,
giant
the super-
diamond,
The super egg,
the super egg.
if you will.
The super egg.
May I offer you an egg in this trying time? And then somehow
good enough
both
in
of those
Super.
things become interlinked by the three Masons.
Who's a
Not the
satanic-
Freemasons.
No.
The Three
Something.
Masons.
The three Masons who love their
Yeah.
goats' heads.
I thought they were horses for a while.
Maybe I may
I
be
thought
wrong.
they were.
No, they're goats. It's just the first few shots we just get an upfront,
Yeah.
so it looks a little horsey.
Yeah, but like, there's a whole painting that they have in like their
Yeah.
base of a horse trampling on a lady for some reason.
And then they kidnap Isabel because Egg.
She's Mason number
Question
2.
mark.
It turns out she's Mason number 2. She's somehow the key to the virus.
Wait, the guy was number 2.
She
No, the
was
guy was
her-
number 3.
He was number 3.
Oh, yeah.
Number 2 goes missing and
Oh, that's it.
dies
Yeah.
in a span of time where I was like, cool, I didn't know who you were in the
I
first
didn't
place.
know.
And then the
Yeah.
numbers never come up again for a long enough time that when they started talking about them, I went, oh, cool. I forgot about this
I
part.
forgot we had this whole number system.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She was number 2. Then she becomes number 1 by killing number 1.
I'm sorry,
then-
but there's a great song from Muppets Most Wanted that I want to quote so badly now, and
ahead.
I'm not gonna.
No,
Go
go ahead.
go
It's
for
Ricky
it.
Gervais and Kermit
Okay,
saying,
never
"I'm number
mind.
1,
I'm
you're
number one,
number
yeah.
2."
It's
Yeah.
also not Kermit that he's singing that with. It's
Oh, sorry.
It's
What's his name?
the Russian one. I fucking can't remember.
Yeah.
I'm blanking.
I thought I remembered his name, but I didn't. I don't know what his
My
name is.
brain is whispering to me, Gusto. I'm like, it is not. It
It
is
wasn't
not
Not
Gusto.
Gusto. It's never
Wasn't it
Gusto.
Gustav? No. It began with a K, I'm
keep
pretty
talking. I will.
It
I'm,
was
I'm
very
looking
Russian.
this up. Yeah.
sure. So, she kills number 1, who's just Palpatine.
Yes.
And
Yeah,
does
Lord
some
Sidious.
weird magic breath thing to hypnotize Fujiko. what she did in order to capture
Constantine.
Isabel.
Sorry.
Constantine, thank you.
Let's go.
What she did in order to capture Isabel, and then so Isabel kills him. They try and get Isabel back. Isabel
But
gets
Isabel's
killed.
causing a coup.
Isabel's causing a coup, gets the egg, does the thing with the virus, which somehow is, I don't know, egg, hypnotism,
Okay.
whatever.
Yeah.
Egg has part of the code and the other half is in her head, but not in like
in
part
her
of the head that she's
subconscious.
aware of. It's her subconscious.
Yeah.
Fucking
She has to
whatever.
hypnotize
I-
herself to make her remember and put the two things together to make the new virus.
Also, point we
80s
haven't
computer
mentioned.
logic.
Her son is a huge character.
Her son, yep, I
Oh,
was
yeah.
coming to this as well, yeah. Called Michael,
He just,
you know, just...
yeah, that's always fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Normally, it doesn't bother
he's-
me. My name is super common. It's
Yeah.
whatever. The fact that it was this little fucking rat of a kid
This, yeah.
pissed me off.
Yeah,
No, when it
he's
came
just
up,
a
I was
little
like, I gotta
shit.
tell you that there's another Michael in this movie.
Look, he is the epitome of a chat GBT kid, basically, where he's like, but my computer can figure it out for you. I'm like,
Oh
I
no,
don't
he's
want
the
to.
classic like
I
80s
don't want
archetype
to.
computer nerd
Yeah.
character.
Yeah, you know, computer prodigy. You know, young Sheldon.
The
At some point, they
the
tried
war
to do this
games
thing.
kid.
Yeah. They try to do this thing where they're like, the games he plays on the computer is actually his subconscious. I'm like, that goes
I
nowhere.
completely ignored that, I guess.
I missed
went
that,
nowhere.
yeah.
Yeah, so that was great. I was like, this is going to be an important character. And then he just hangs out with Zenigata for a while, which honestly, that's him best served as a character.
He has the giant fuck off diamond in a football that proportionally doesn't fit.
No.
And gives it
Murder.
back
It's
to
just
Lupin. Lupin gives it to Isabel. Isabel does her thing. Isabel gets killed by number 3. Jimmy can't. Just a little too close to another word. And then, you know, Jimmy has a mental breakdown.
No, he's evil, so he goes mad and
Yeah.
blows up the world because he's evil.
No, I'm pretty sure what
But-
he was having was a mental breakdown. That
I-
did not
So
look
many
like...
mental breakdowns in this film. Like,
I mean, he's
Joey
part
One
of a
goes to
psychotic
find
cult.
himself in Alaska. Okay. Sure.
Yeah.
Whatever.
I like that Goemon folded with no pressure whatsoever.
He's like, that's my girlfriend now. She's my girlfriend.
Yeah.
You got a girlfriend.
People
I'm-
under training are not meant to speak to women. 2 seconds later, fuck.
We're sharing a
I'm-
room,
I'm-
by the way. She's my girlfriend. Don't look at my girlfriend.
I like the underlying sort of character trait for Goemon that's popped up, I think, multiple times in like what
Yeah.
we've seen. That he's underneath like all the training, he's the biggest simp.
Yes.
Oh, absolutely.
And I never use that word. I hate that I'm using that word, but I can't think of a better way to describe him. He is
Yeah,
just the
he's-
biggest simp.
Yes.
He honestly, yeah, he has that vibe where he's like, women do not bother me. You know, I do not
He
care.
does a
It
whole
distracts,
religious
and then a
thing
woman
in
talks
Missed
to
by
him.
a Dollar.
Yeah.
yeah,
Just for a woman. Yeah.
Mhm. Like,
Ever
dude,
got into an MLM just because he had a crush? Well, someone has.
at some point I want to shake him and just go, dude, go outside more.
There's
No,
also
You're being
my
manipulated very
I only know the
easily.
blade.
there was one
I
of them where
studied the blade.
he's like fully in with Fujiko in the
Oh,
movie,
yeah.
and like that's the one that out of all of these makes the least sense for his character, because
He
like
should know Fujiko.
he should know Fujiko, yeah, like
But then again, he's like, she spoke to me.
she speaks to him all the
We're
fucking
gonna
time.
get mad.
I kind of wish Fujiko
Yeah.
had like a bigger role in this one. She keeps sort of
Hmm.
like at the beginning of the movie, it's understandable she keeps disappearing because it's sort of setting that thing up of like, okay, we know Fujiko's here, we know that she's with this
She's
guy.
playing the underdog. She's
She's-
keeping an eye on him.
Yeah.
You know, playing the seductive sort of
Yeah,
like
yeah.
girlfriend thing to get,
Mhm.
you know, classic.
And we're like, okay, yeah, we know that this guy's probably gonna have some kind of bearing on the plot at some point or another, and then you know, she disappears, shows up again, breaks and well, not breaks in, she's already there, but does her whole like heist on the Freemason headquarters, gets caught, and it disappears again until she becomes like the hypnotized demon woman.
Yeah.
To capture Isabel, and then for the rest of the movie just does nothing. Really.
Yeah.
She
At
shows
some
up
point,
to.
one of them takes too many clothes off. I don't remember if it's Isabel.
It's Isabel.
Or...
Yeah, she tries to seduce
Isabel, yeah.
Palpatine at one point.
I didn't remember. I just said, "Oh, lady, put your clothes back on."
Yeah. For
Yeah.
once, it
Same.
wasn't Fujiko.
I should have
Yeah.
specified who it was in my notes.
Small diversity when it's a different woman.
It's a
this
different
time.
woman. It's not
Yay!
Fujiko for once. But still,
Yeah.
put your clothes back
It
on.
was-
Don't try and seduce
was
the
getting-
wrinkly ball bag of a man.
It was getting into, I hate this word, breeding, like, undertones, and I was really not vibing with that.
No,
What?
no, I get you completely. I
Yeah,
get
it
it,
was
yeah.
like the whole seductive, like, there's a woman now, an old guy.
It's also
who
a
has
cult,
strange
so they
physician.
try
Oh,
that.
okay. You were thinking right that she was gonna
Yeah.
to get an
She's like,
heir.
Let's go. Yeah.
Ooh. Yeah,
Yeah.
because she
I
had
think-
the kid and like it wasn't really sort of a thing he had been talking about. I was like, yeah, that never crossed my mind, but I get it. I get it.
This kid's actual parents.
Did this kid have a dad? Was he born from the
Uh,
Force?
Was he mentioned?
There's a weird thing where Lupin calls Jimmy his dad at one point, and I didn't know if that was just Lupin being Lupin or if that was
Yeah.
meant to be like an actual.
Yeah.
I thought there was like a hint that like maybe I'm misremembering it and it was Jimmy, but I thought he said that like Goemon maybe looked like the dad.
No.
Or whatever, and I was like, is there a whole thing that just
No,
completely
no,
missed?
No,
no,
I think he says you remind me of my dad
Yeah.
to
Okay.
someone. I don't remember who.
Hmm.
Yeah,
But
I know that's a line that comes
it
up.
is said.
Yeah,
Yes.
but no, not Goemon.
No.
The timeline also wouldn't add up.
I know it
Would
doesn't
I-
make any sense. That's
would
why I was like,
I
is this just if it's
Fucking
Lupin, is it
love
Lupin
that.
being Lupin? Yeah.
I would love it if Goemon's a legitimate child was a major character in a
Hey,
film. I
look,
would never mention
Goemon's already
again.
fucking weird. Are you really surprised that you'd have a kid
No.
that's just inexplicitly like a genius
Weird.
in this sort of
Yeah.
way?
I was also fully expecting like it just to be a final plot twist that Isabel was not his mother. And I was like, this is going to be real funny if because they've done so many plot twists
Yes.
that I'm like, if they do this, I'm actually just going to start crying with laughter because this is going to be so dumb. And I fully expected it. They didn't do it. Thank God. Because he
Yeah.
shares the same name as me, the moment's a bit weird. I don't like the way she says his name.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll admit, like they do give the scene where like Isabel dies
Mhm.
enough sort of grace that like I did sort of I felt something.
Yeah.
Just I felt an emotion in
Yeah.
that scene, like very slightly. So I got to give the movie props for that. But it would have been really funny if just Kylo Ren came and be like, "You're a Palpatine."
I was fully expecting him to like be in the elevator and she's like, "Oh, my child," and I'm just to look at her and go, "Oh wait, no, you're not my mom."
Oh no.
Oh no! Wait, hold on. Sorry, I got this
Mind
completely
you.
wrong.
Like, oh, you look like her, but you're not her. No.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I was just looking through my notes. I forgot the way Fujiko gets hypnotized is basically by her being sacrificed to
Spat on.
in some
Yeah,
way.
the whole
Yeah.
cult ritual
Yeah.
thing. That was like
He pulls out
They
the whole
did-
sword thing and then just kind of breathes on it, and
Yeah.
a droplet
no, he
of
vomits on it.
spittle goes on
He does
it.
the bleh.
Yeah.
The bleh. Yeah. And they do the classic fucking. We got the new codes. I'm like, oh my god. Why does every movie that has anything to do with data technology is like,
Hmm.
we got the codes to the nukes, guys.
Yeah.
We did
Yeah,
it.
yeah. We
Because
got
it was the
launch notes,
80s.
the
It was the
launch
height of the Civil War. Not
Yeah.
the Civil War. The Cold War.
notes. Cold War,
To the point
the
that
Earth
like,
Civil War.
it's like the point where he said, "And now the Soviet Union." I was like, yup.
You're dating yourself. There you go.
If I didn't know it was 1989 when this movie came out by then, I would have known that at that
Yeah.
point. I'm just remembering now. I actually did write down notes just to like remember some things about what happened in
It's
this
just a
movie.
mess.
And the first thing I have is just chick bombs.
Oh yeah, the
Oh,
peep
yeah.
peeps, the
pee-pees.
Yeah,
peep peeps.
As long
He
as they
has
pee-pee,
those.
it's good.
Yeah.
yeah.
Until they stop.
Still they stop. It's
Yeah.
God. I think the only way I can describe this movie is like it's a vibe. I do enjoy it.
Yes,
The only way to describe
exactly.
the actual experience of watching it is that the movie feels like it's constantly being obtuse in such a awful way as an actual enjoyment barrier to the plot. Where it's
Yeah.
like I'm really enjoying the experience of this, seeing Lupin, the sort of like the Osamu Dezaki experience of it all, because I think I've talked about Dezaki on here before, kind of like the grandfather of how we kind of do modern anime and created a lot of really specific things for action and you know we see the postcard memories kind of pop up, and I hate that they're only really used as the cut to add part very clearly.
Yeah.
Except Goemon doing the slicing the helicopter.
Yeah.
But the actual story, it's like, okay, I feel like you're constantly trying to build mystery in a way where I just don't know ever what is going on. And it's like,
there's
I
too
want to
many-
have
too
some
many
semblance of
influences.
like,
Yeah.
why is Lupin doing this? Why is Fujiko doing that? What's Goemon, not, what's Jigen's beef with Lupin today? What's Goemon's shtick? And it's like, you kind of never really know why anything is happening or what is happening sometimes, where it's like things just happen and you're like, okay.
I think it also doesn't help that like sometimes there's just, and I don't know if this is like a translation thing, but sometimes some lines just don't make any sense. They're just incomprehensible as a line.
I don't know if I necessarily came across that, but there is a part of me where like if I'm a certain part of the way through a movie and like clearly the story is not penetrating
It's not sitting.
the wrinkles in the brain, I will just start like defocusing to the point where I'm not picking up every single line of dialogue that goes by, and it's like you're zooming back in and it's like, oh cool, whatever they've just said in the past 5 sentences was completely irrelevant because I still know what's going on. But it did I guess it's partially my own fault that sometimes I would blink and it's like I felt like the movie was in a different scene altogether, and I'm like, what has led up to this? And I don't know if it's because I've just sort of zoned out a little bit because the story's like this, or if the movie's just bouncing around in a way where I'm like, okay.
No, I think it legit is just like sometimes there's just a cut and it's just a different scene.
Yeah.
Like halfway through what you'd think is one scene, because like can't remember exactly what it is, but there's like one moment where like, is it Goemon or Lupin falls from the trap door or whatever?
Oh, went into the like water below the headquarters.
Yeah, but then like
Yeah.
I might be just completely misremembering this because again maybe it's just the whole movie is like structured weirdly, but like that happens to Lupin, and then like Goemon is charging suddenly down like the hallway towards Isabel, who's going up a lift. And then suddenly it cuts to Goemon trapped with Lupin down.
No,
into,
so
like,
Goemon falls down first and is with like Zenigata. No, sorry, that's not right. Zenigata ends up down there first, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah,
and then
with
Lupin,
the kid, and then
then Goemon. But I think they cut Goemon falling, and I think it's because they want to do the gag of the dead body following Lupin and Jigen after it.
Okay.
But I think Goemon was already down there. I'm pretty sure he actually charged Isabel before Lupin was making the exchange with her for the super egg.
Okay.
I think there's just parts of this where I'm like, I don't know, man.
Usually there's the lead up of, oh, Fujiko, what do you want it? Well, why do you want it, Lupin? We have this little exposition time where she's like, I want it for the money. And he says, I just want it because it's gold and shiny.
Yeah.
And we don't really get that.
It's kind of my thing.
For Lupin, it's for the glory more than anything
Yeah.
else. But yeah, no, there is never that, because Fujiko and Lupin share like so few scenes on screen together, and the actual one major scene that they share together, she's just not acting like
Not into
Fujiko.
it.
They've broken the hypnosis, and I'm like, that's just a different woman. That's not Fujiko.
Yup.
Yeah.
And she's like, she doesn't want to babysit the kid, but also like she's still not acting like herself outside of that.
No.
I had a flashback, which technically a flash forward to like a later entry that we've already seen, where like she's complaining, she's kind of going in like an almost mini tantrum that she doesn't want to babysit this kid, and I just had like a flash forward to like Nostradamus or whatever, where like her mission is voluntarily taking care of this kid.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Throughout that whole movie, and I'm like, that's just funny that like she has. It's clearly it's not like a huge jump in characterization, but at the same time it's the complete opposite end of the spectrum there. And
I
it kind
think
of
it's
shows just
mostly
how out of step the
reasoning.
characters kind of are in this movie.
Yeah. Like they're enough of themselves that you recognize who they're meant to be, but they're not enough that where you can be like, well, it's classic them. They always do shit like this. We don't really get moments where that happens.
Because even like Lupin showing up to Jigen after being dumped doesn't really feel like it plays out like Lupin. And they play the gag of him being depressed about getting dumped just a little too long. Actually, even at the start of the film, he's not even really like acting himself, and you can only brush so much of it away by being like, oh well, you know, he's in love and has a girlfriend and all of that, and it's like, I don't know, man, some of it's just still not sitting right.
It kind of edges too far into the sort of 80s writing of women, am I right?
Yeah.
Women, the old ball.
Can't live with them, can't live without them.
But I also think they somehow just step back into that same characterization at the end of the film where he's like trying to code the new virus again, and like his characterization there just kind of makes no sense to me. That whole scene feels like it makes no sense. I thought we were gonna cut to credits, and like that scene happens, and I'm like, oh okay, yeah, whatever. And then suddenly the credits happen mid point of that scene, or what feels like should be the midpoint of that scene.
Yes.
They just start rolling credits, and I'm like, okay, what was why did we do that?
Up nicely.
There is no ending.
Nice. Okay, cool.
The
Fine,
end
whatever.
is never the end. Is never the end.
No, it's just the end is never, and then it just stops.
Because I thought it was gonna be like
to...
some weird like fake out sequel tease of like when the computer screen does that, and it's like frozen on Lupin with the rose that was gonna show, I don't know, that like Isabelle is in the computer, fucking Ghost in the Shell style.
Isabelle will return in Lupin Doomsday. Yeah. The last few notes I have are just sort of like, just me sort of reacting to things that happen. Like, it's just small stuff. Like, there's a bubblegum tracker at some point in the movie. How the fuck does that work?
Don't worry about it.
Don't worry about it.
Don't worry about it.
Like, that makes less sense than the chick bombs.
Both of those guys are just chewing circuitry, and like if they've got fillings, they're not having a good time.
Yeah.
And like my last one is just like, they're never like subtle with Fujiko, just in how she is drawn.
No.
But like, girl, could you get an outfit with pockets, please? You do not need to hold your gun in the cleavage.
It's really funny that this is where she's like least sexualized in terms of the story,
in terms
and
of
like
personality,
taking her clothes off and stuff, and like then they do stuff like that, and it's like, okay, you're kind of ruining this right now.
Yeah. It's somehow not the worst, but it feels like it
oh, I don't think anything's
is
gonna
trying
top
to be the
Mamo
worst.
for being the worst.
No, I mean, Mamo sucked because she wasn't even like an active character. She was a damsel.
Yeah,
Which
Mamo
is
sucked a
the
lot
worst.
because it just did not characterize anyone very well, and had a whole bunch of other shit going on. I think that's the thing, is it's like, it's not the best TV special, but like it set
We've seen far worse.
like an animation bar that no one has ever touched.
This movie looks beautiful.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the fact it's not a movie, it's
I call it a movie, but like that's just
Um,
because it's just shorter than saying TV special all
Yeah.
the time. I know it's not a movie, but fuck it,
I-
it might as well be.
I kind of I'm a little disappointed that they didn't give Dazaki one of the movies. Like I don't know. I think Legend of the Gold of Babylon probably would have been in production around the same time, and I think, you know, rather than Seiji and Suzuki, who did whatever the fuck that was, I don't know, give it to Dazaki and a better screenwriter, and I think you would have had a pretty solid follow up to Cagliostro on your hands at that point. But yeah, no, he fully just turned up to go, yeah, I'm just gonna make sure no one makes anything remotely as good looking as this, and then dips out. But yeah, anyone got any final notes before we wrap up and give our scores?
Nothing really of value other than I laughed at like one of the hotels being called Hotel Mississippi.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Love Hotel Mississippi.
Cool. So scores for this one.
So this made no fucking sense. The plot was insane.
Yes.
If you try and analyze it any more than like fun bullshit, it all falls apart. I still gave it an 8 out of 10 just for fun.
It is fun.
Yeah.
I'll give you
It is a
that.
really fun watch. If you don't give a shit, that's like the only thing. If you don't care for like an in-depth story, this is a great time.
This is great.
I really wish this was one that had been dubbed by the Tony Oliver crew, because like one, this dub uses the Wolf name, and I can't stand that as like a principal thing for Lupin. But I just wish that this was one that I could stick on dubbed and sort of just let it wash over me. Yeah, rather than having to sit and read lines of dialogue and try and figure out what the fuck anyone's talking about. I gave it a 7. I purely because it is quite fun. The animation's great. The vibes are really good. You know, whenever we're just looking at cities and stuff like that, everything else, but yeah, I kind of wanted this to be a bit more fun than it actually is. I was really hoping for something, you know. I seen Osamu Dazaki's name and I was like, oh, this has got to be like real great. And
Lamau.
Yeah, a little disappointing, not gonna lie.
Yeah.
But you know, 7 out of 10 still. Melina.
5 out of 10 because I wanted more Statue of Liberty. I wanted that bitch to be a rocket. I wanted that bitch to be the mode of transportation. She has to be lugged around all these places.
I was really hoping this would end like Ghostbusters 2.
I was really now that you mention it, I really wish it had ended like Mamo and just shot the Statue of Liberty into space or something.
Yeah, some stupid shit.
Yeah, no, it just gets put back like halfway through the movie.
The space brain.
Halfway through. Not enough.
No.
Not enough.
It's the classic Lupin TV special structure, though, of like something really interesting happens in the first half and it's just entirely forgotten about in the second half. It's sort of a structural thing that never, I think, given how many we've watched, never goes away. They just never got over that. They kept repeating that same mistake. I'm surprised it's actually taken us this long to get to the very, very first TV special. Considering how many we've watched.
And we almost didn't.
We almost didn't. We were gonna pick. We were really close to doing. Was it Napoleon's Dictionary?
I think so.
Yeah, just from that title.
Yeah. I think Finless Conspiracy also got floated at one point too. That's another little interesting one. It wasn't produced with any of the same voice actors or anything. It was sort of a bit of an independent, cheap production for Toho. I don't think it was TMS. But yeah. That's been this episode of Melina. I guess we're done. I think we're all slightly getting a bit too hot now. Yeah. I'm sort of sitting leaning like this, trying to get as much of the fan
Yeah.
coolness as possible. But yeah, thank you very much for listening to this episode of Anime Lane. We will see you guys next time, where I think after this is the Makoto Shinkai compilation, I think.
Ooh.
So you can look forward to that next week. Now that I've said that, I need to edit it, so I'm putting that gun against my own head to make sure I do it. So yeah,
Nice one.
bye.
Bye.
Bye.